I don't care how long it's been. And a lot of you guys out there will know what I'm talking about. You know, anybody that ventured over in that part of the world, it doesn't get old. It's just, it never goes away.
From Gabriel VK8073. I don't know if you've ever heard the song called Wrong Side of Heaven by Five Finger Death Punch, but the song is about the sad reality a lot of American veterans suffer. It gives a straight punch to the stomach. Okay, gotta do it. So we got Armando in the house, 4-tour Navy veteran. So gut punches apparently incoming.
I might have to go get another bourbon.
Yeah.
You need to reach for that barrel that's over above to your right.
Yeah. Barrel. Let's see if they can see it from here.
I know that Apocalypse Jeff, that's his deal. There
Barrel.
it is. There's the barrel right there.
Yeah. So I do actually have a barrel. Gotta have an emergency whiskey barrel in the studio for emergencies. Let's see it. Let's see it. This is a good exposure first time for this band. Before that drops too heavy, I gotta say, what the hell is going on with our priorities in the country that we have 5-star hotels in New York City full of migrants, but we could never be bothered to house American veterans? And then was it $137 billion sent to Ukraine so far for the proxy war?
$106.3 billion over to Ukraine. And we can't take care of our own here. We're going to take care of the illegals first coming across the borders. We're going to kick my brothers and sisters out of hotels when they're trying to deal with mental issues, when they're trying to deal with just work issues. And we're going to house these guys that are bringing fentanyl across our borders. We're going to house them and kick the other ones to the curb because, quite honestly, you know, I've already come to grips with it, man. We're the enemy. We don't matter. We just don't. We never fucking did, in my opinion. You know, and I could be wrong, and I'll probably catch some hate for this out there, but I don't give a fuck. It's my opinion. We never fucking mattered, man. We never did. And I'll argue that for a long time.
Yeah, that's sad. Sad, unfortunate reality.
She's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today, and he swears he's not to blame. And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly care. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell.
Well, that's a strong line. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I see Faithless says there are entire armies worth of military age men walking across daily. Yeah, I saw a video that was shared of some lady who was pushing the razor wire up with cardboard and like helping a little girl get across, because obviously those evil Republicans put razor wire on the border. Did you see that, Armando?
I did.
And it's probably the only woman I had seen in the last like 3 weeks of coverage. And of course, they get like the perfect angle, the perfect shot with a super high definition camera of the woman with the little girl. And they are like working so hard to get across without getting tangled in the razor wire. And I'm like, this is the most staged bullshit video I've ever seen. Like, they searched for days or weeks to get this shot so that they could make it seem like the Biden administration is justified in stopping, as everyone in the chat is saying, the male military age like invasion from happening.
It's perfect propaganda. It's perfect propaganda is what it is, you know. And the righteous side of hell.
I heard from God today, and she sounded just like me. What have I done? And who have I become? I saw the devil today, and he looked a lot like me. I looked away, I turned away, arms wide open.
That's brutal, man. That part's brutal. I know that the stress on family is unreal, or people just in the military generally. I mean, you think of a traveling salesman, except you're doing tours with months or years apart from family. And one thing, just, I know people have heard it. Like, he says, I talk to God and she sounds just like me. And then I talk to the devil and he sounds just like me, or looks just like me. I miss the exact verbs, but twice in it, he had said that God was a woman, and then, or at least use the pronouns of she, her, right? And then the devil's a guy. So I don't know what the symbolism is there, what they're trying to get, or if they just want to make more of a difference between. What did you get from that, Armando?
The battle. It's just a battle. You know, it's hard when you deploy and you have family here. But then again, you have family over there. And you're basically stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, you don't want to leave your family here, but then again, you don't want to leave your brothers over there either. You know, and the problem is that I'm going to say 8 out of 10 times, you're always, and again, my opinion, I could be wrong, you're always going to side with your brothers before you side with the family, because the mentality is, I have to go over there and fight with them to prevent those assholes from coming over here and taking my family out. And that's the war. That's the battle up here. Sadly, the stats are true. You know, sadly, you know, the divorce rate is very high, along with suicide rate also as well. But it's just one of those things that you have to deal with. See, the military is very good as far as, you know, training you, equipping you, housing you, feeding you, taking care of you, and doing all those things for you. But they lack in 2 areas, in my opinion, and that is when your time is up and you're ready to go back into civilian life, that transition is tough, number one. They don't prepare you for that, and they don't prepare you how to assimilate and fit back into civilian life, and 8 out of 10 times, most people don't. It took me for fucking ever to go through that transition. It just did. It was tough. But it's a sad reality, you know. It's a sad reality. You know, the military does not prepare you or train you to transition out, because you have to reinvent your identity. You were given an identity when you went in, because you were trying to establish one at a young age, and you got your identity. But then when your time is up, either you get medically discharged or you do your tours and you're done and you're out. And once you get out, right? You have to, and this is where the homeless thing comes in. You have to figure out, how am I going to live? What kind of job am I going to do? How am I going to feed myself? Who's going to clothe me? Who's going to do all this for me? And unless you have a certain skill that you can apply in the civilian world, like in my case, what I did in the military, I couldn't do in the civilian world. No fucking way. That job did not exist at all, unless I went into law enforcement, you know, which I didn't care for at the time. Or if, you know, you worked in a gun store, you know, and you wanted to be a smith, right? And that didn't pay well. I'm pretty sure it probably still doesn't pay all that well today anyway. Wasn't my thing. So now you have to reinvent your identity all over again, and you got to start over. And that's where the trouble is. That's where the hard, that's that transitional phase. They don't provide you with that. They don't train you for that. They don't give you that. Okay. So anyway, I didn't mean to get on a tangent.
No, you're great. And then I saw from the chat from Candy, I think the she, her, woman typically are nurturing, loving, and that is the reference with how he was saying God was the woman in both references, saying that that was the nourishing and nurturing of the two between God and the devil. Okay, I can see that as the symbolism there for sure. But yeah, I definitely am feeling what you're saying about the detransitioning to civilian life. I can't imagine how difficult that would be, having so many people in a similar mindset following a structure and then having to go into the just absolute chaos of what we have going on here in regular civilian life. And people they're always in the way, and they're not following orders, and they're not, you know, moving to a task that, like what you guys were doing. So that has to drive people bananas.
I looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open. I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. I'm not defending, downward descending, falling further and further away, getting closer every day.
Dude, okay. For one, they made this guy look exactly like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5.
Amanda!
Yeah.
You're a genius, you moron! Come on, come here!
Woo!
Don't you ever not tell me things I want to know!
Sorry, Trevor.
So they did a good job, but with the aesthetic, but it's just so damn sad that you have someone who's gone through all of that and then they get no help. And so he's just wandering the street with a liquor bottle, freaked out by everything. I mean, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Closer every day. I'm getting closer every day to the end. To the end, the end, the end. I'm getting closer every day.
Dude. He found the guy, he's there, and it's the guy who saved his life. And to society, he's just cast aside and sitting next to the dumpster, you know? That's brutal.
Yep, it's the sad reality, man. That but you know what's even sadder than that? What's even sadder than that is that in the next 5 to 10 years, nobody will remember, nobody will give a shit. So you always ask yourself, you know, was it worth it? Maybe at the time it was. But the sad part is that, you know, it was just done in vain, I think. Did we win? Did we accomplish anything? Fuck no. We didn't. The pullout alone should be enough proof to tell you about that. But, you know, elections have consequences. Just the way it is. This is why I keep doing what I'm doing. And I'm not going to stop. Sorry about that, guys.
Good, man. You're good.
I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Go ahead, man. We're going to let that roll to the end for the algorithm. So that gets pushed to more places, man. That's very disturbingly accurate. Insane. But we don't really shy away from the difficult subjects, controversial subjects, pain. But yeah, that's a rough one. And I agree. Yeah. Rob says, I knew that would be a rough one to digest, but it needs to be spread. Yeah. I agree with that. I totally agree. Needs to be spread. Deb says, I need to look into more of their music and videos. Yeah. We got a lot of love coming in the comments for Armando. Like I said, you know, he's not bragging on himself. He's a 4-tour Navy vet. You can watch his veteran video. He's got the bona fides and through it.
We're not all from the same branch. You know what I mean? There's different branches in there, and sometimes we do a little mudslinging at each other. It's all in good fun, though. But in all honesty, look, if you guys had the stones, you know, to put on a uniform and serve this great nation of ours, it doesn't matter what branch you served in, you got my respect. Okay, it doesn't matter.
And that's tough. These guys that go through so much, how they're treated when they get back home, the lack of resources put into helping them with their health, with their life, getting everything together. It's insane. Faithless says, meanwhile, the Biden administration is trying to ensure we get into another war and have more traumatized vets. Man, it feels like it. And if that son of a bitch, the way he just checking his watch with those poor troops that we lost, and he just busy getting ready for ice cream or a nap. And it's making people go crazy. They're so pissed off about it.
Okay. I'm back.
You good?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you were.
Got my
Little A&W root beer.
Yeah, they really crushed us with that one.
Let's not have a repeat of that, please. For a while.
Should be good now. Said, sorry, Armando, just wanted your reaction. Well, no need to be sorry, although we did ruin Armando for a second.
No, I mean, look, man,
it's
whatever. No apologies, man. Look, I get it. It's just that I don't care, you know, I don't care how long it's been. And a lot of you guys out there will know what I'm talking about. You know, anybody that ventured over in that part of the world, it doesn't get old. It never goes away. There's not a day that goes by. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about the 241 people I had to fucking bring home in body bags. It just does not go away. Hence the reason why I wear that right there. It's a daily fucking reminder every day. And, it just doesn't go away. And what bothers me the most about all this is that it's okay if you go through it one time and you do what you had to do. That's the price you pay. That's what comes with it. Is fine. But to do it over and over and over and over again, thinking that something positive is going to come out of it, which is, you know, if you've lost one country, because of what happened, but you were too small to do anything about it. And now you're going out there to do the right thing so you won't lose another one. And yet here we are where we are today. I got a big fucking problem with that. I just do. Especially seeing everything that we're seeing here right now. And I'm not going to go too deep here on this platform on that. We could always take that over to the website. That's fine. But just understand, I have a problem with it. I got a beef with it. You're damn right I do. Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I have no problem smoking me a fucking commie if I had to. But I'm done.
I spoke to God today, and she said that she's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today, and he swears he's not to blame. And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone.
I just got wind yesterday. A cousin of mine in Cuba, her son, who married, is now somewhere in northern Mexico because his wife's family convinced them to leave the island and come into Mexico so they can come across over here through the southern border. So they've been down in northern Mexico for a month, is what I'm being told right now. Then my sister did a WhatsApp chat or text with them saying that they just moved south to some town that I can't even pronounce the name, where it is heavily cartel infested. And this is basically the town where you get the wristband put on, depending on the color. That's how much you owe the cartels when you come across, because they all come with colored wristbands. And as soon as you come over, you got to start paying that debt back, because they're over here on this side of the wire, and they're going to come to collect. And if they don't, well, they know where your family is back home, and they're going to get smoked pretty much. So, but I'm just going to drop this little nugget here. Coming soon, very, very soon, there will be a massive deportation of all these people going back.
Interesting.
Going back. So much to the point that Mexico right now is building their own wall because they know it's coming. They don't want them back.
Okay. That'll be very interesting. We'll see how that plays out. If you enjoyed this content, please like, don't forget to subscribe. Join me Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the FTT Thoughtcast. And if you want even more content, channel members get access to hundreds of hours of live streams, unedited, uncut, and with no ads running. check the Freethinker React series for endless entertainment. Keep those notifications on, and I'll catch you live.